one idea that you might have is that, okay, so suppose you are going to set up all these hotels, you have spotted, you are a very sharp entrepreneurial type, you have spotted this opportunity and you said, okay, let's do this hotel. So, if you can move ahead of the others, right, then you could say set up a big hotel, and then of course, once you have done that, then of course, there is for the people, other guys who are also thinking along those lines, well, now they face a fact on the ground. I mean, you have already started building this big hotel. So, now if I want to get into the business, I have no option but to build a small hotel, because you are already building a big one. So, maybe there could be an advantage in terms of who moves first or even possibly who moves second. Right? In this case, we are saying, so is there a first mover advantage? Does the timing matter? Right? So, the two models of oligopoly which we have done till now, there is no question of timing, it is not dynamic in that sense. We are assuming both firms, they just choose their prices and then they say, how much did we get to sell? It is not as if one sets the prices before the other. So, in that sense there is no strategizing about who moves first, who moves second. Similarly, out here there is nothing, each firm decides, okay, this is the amount I am going to sell, and then the market sort of figures out the price and that is it. But what if it is not? What if one firm can move before the other, as it often happens? So, in this case, of course, you can show that yes, there is a first mover advantage. So, this goes by has this name, it is called the Stackelberg model, Stackelberg competition. So, we had I am sure you will remind me. So, we had the demand curve we had was Q is equal to 100 minus P. Let us suppose everything out here is the same as the Cournot model. So, there are two firms, the product is homogeneous, two firms, homogeneous product. The only difference is, let us say firm 1 decides on Q1 before firm 2. Right? So, let us assume firm 1 is the first mover. Firm 1 decides how much to produce, or you could think of capacity, how much capacity to install, and then the firm 2 goes and says, so this is how much you have done, I will decide on how much to produce given whatever you have decided. So, firm 1 is the leader and firm 2 is the follower. You might ask me, so how did firm 1 become the leader? I do not know, just had exceptional ability, got out of bed earlier than others. So, now do you remember what the two reaction functions were? So, we said Q1 is equal to, okay, and Q2 was equal to 100 minus Q1 by 2. Okay, so, this is from so we are still assuming 0 costs. Now, how will the two firms behave? Firm 2, firm 1 decides first, right? Q1 decides how much to produce, and then Q2 simply follows or reacts to whatever firm 1 has done. So, consequently, firm 2's reaction function will still be this. Right? This shows how firm 2 will behave. Right? Now, tell me what firm 1 will do. You just said this is how firm 2 will behave. So, then I should do what? So, you would say I should take that into my consideration when I am deciding on how much to produce. I know what you will do. So, when I decide first, I should say I know what you will do. You will behave according to this. So, this will no longer be my reaction function. In fact, since I move first and I know that this is what you are going to do, I shall incorporate this behavior into my profit function. Okay. So, then so this is out. So, then how will Q 1 be decided? Well, let us look at Q 1's profit, which is just revenue, right. Revenue equal to P times Q 1, right. And this is equal to P is equal to, we said 100 minus Q 1 minus Q 2 into Q 1. So, now Q 2, what is Q 2? Q 2 is here. So, I will write this as, so this is now my profit. So, let us expand this, this becomes 100 Q 1 minus Q 1 square minus 100 by 2, 50 Q 1, right, and this is Q 1 by plus Q 1 by 2 Q plus Q 1 square by 2. This becomes 50 Q 1 minus Q 1 square by 2 plus Q 1 square. So, this is plus minus, right, minus Q 1 square by 2, right, and then you would take the derivative again. So, your first order condition would be 50 minus twice Q 1 by 2, which is just Q 1. So, 50 minus Q 1 is equal to 0, or Q 1 will be equal to 50. And what will Q 2 be? Well, from here 100 minus 50 by 2, 50 by 2. So, Q 2 will be 25. So, Q 1 is equal to 50 and Q 2 will be equal to 25. Then what will the price be equal to? 100 minus Q 1 minus Q 2. So, 100 minus 75. So, P is equal to 25. What is the profits of each firm? So, pi 1 would be equal to 50 into 25, which is 750, right. And what is pi 2? It's 25 into 25, 625. When we were talking about, so this is under Stackelberg.